Welcome to the Dawg Chug. Roger, how is it going today?
It's going okay, Andy.
You
Not
got the
bad at
high
all.
energy today. I like it.
Baseball's over on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so I had a chance to sit down, relax a little bit before the show, and then I was still rushing around at 9:30. I had like 3 hours to do nothing, and I was still late. Never mind me. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're still younger than Ed, right?
It depends what age he's claiming he is on a
Oh,
particular
okay.
day. But I
All
think
right.
last he said he's like 40 and he's actually 47. So I don't know. Right in
Yeah,
the middle of
yeah.
it. How have you been? I have not been talking to you much this week. Help
You know
out.
what? Yeah, you've been busy, huh? I've been
Yes.
I've been same thing with me too, and been good. They put my finger on crooked. I don't know if I showed you last week. They
Wow.
sewed it back on crooked. Yeah,
That's like the
but
fifth
yeah,
the fifth most odd thing about you now.
really, people will beg to differ. Um, no, I've been good. Baseball's over for the young one. We still got a little playoffs for the 12-year-old. Can I tell you something? You want to hear what has me a little ticked?
Yeah.
Is my 12-year-old is a shortstop. He hits in the two hole. He's a pitcher. One of the starting pitchers, a good relief pitcher, and he didn't make the All-Star team. And he's like the
Oh,
starting, and he plays 14-year-olds, and he's 12. He walks his 12-year-old little glove out to shortstop and says, "All right, hit it at me."
are you
And he
gonna
didn't make it. And he didn't make the All-Star team. Yeah.
are you gonna take like a baseball bat to one of the other kids that got in ahead of him?
No.
Hmm.
No.
You
I
know,
mean,
shame you're
it's
not
not
thinking.
like he's the right fielder and he can't throw. It's just a kid that plays. You know what? He went 0 for 5 last Saturday. We come home, pulled in the driveway, goes in the backyard, he hit a bucket of balls off the tee. I know, didn't say he got out of the. He works hard, so
He's got
that's what
great
has me a
work
little.
ethic.
Yeah, yeah. The disappointment. That's what has me upset as a dad. His disappointment that he didn't make it because he worked so hard at it. But he's a
Well,
shortstop. He hits two hole. He's an all star.
it is
He's
tough dealing with disappointment when you're 14 because you
yeah.
probably don't have alcohol yet. But just tell him eventually it's gonna get easier.
Yeah, that's gonna be my good luck, baby Manch.
Well, let's bring on everyone's favorite member of the
Yeah,
show, the one,
yeah.
the only, Ed in Columbus. How's it going, Ed? You're the host of the Dog Chug. I'm remiss to add.
Well, I'm
Uh,
glad I see you wearing a Guardians gear, which is beautiful. Which the audience will always come to my defense and say that you owe me a hat, but it's your birthday, so we'll leave it at that. But when I used to go to Indians games back at old municipal stadiums, they would always cue up the old Beatles. Na 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 na. You say it's your birthday. Da, 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 da. Hope you have a good one. So that's for you, Andy. I know you're like 44 or something like that. You're
Beautiful.
looking great, looking good. I am 42. I'm in my prime. So Dog Chug's got a viable, foreseeable future here.
So I have to ask you guys a question. My wife for my birthday today got me a bunch of Guardians gear, which was lovely. All I had was the hat. I've been meaning to go to a game so I could get Guardians gear, but with COVID, whatever. Let's not talk about that. Point is, I got all this new stuff, and I'm like, you know what? I really don't have room for it, so I probably should get rid of some clothes. And then I'm like, I got to get rid of the Indians gear. Was that the right thing to do? And I mean, I'm gonna give it to Goodwill, but I literally put shirts, hats, hoodies, all stuff with the Indians on it into a bag. What do you guys think about that? Is that the wrong thing to do? Should I be keeping it? I'm not. I don't feel comfortable wearing it in public, which Ed, you probably think is ridiculous, but that's where we are.
Ed, go ahead. Go ahead, Ed.
Okay, the only thing I'm going to say, Roger, before you go, I'm going to be real quick. You put the wrong team in the bag. You probably should have put that Browns gear in that bag and kept the Indian stuff.
Right. Yeah, but okay. Good.
I was on a kick early on when they got rid of Chief Wahoo, where I was hanging on to anything with Chief Wahoo on it, and like there's stuff that I put away that like in 25 years when Henry, who's 2 now, 30 years when he pulls out his dad's baseball stuff, you're gonna be like pulling out stuff, like from the 30s or the 20s. Wow, look at Cleveland's old. They used to be the Indians. Because at that point the Guardians, it'll be all they really know. It'll be history. So, but I can see your point. You know what? I wear the shirts to work underneath my bibs. All the Indian shirts. I've been wearing them to work. Because you really can't read them. The bibs cover them that I wear every day. So
then I had this weird thought. If I had let's say all this Nazi paraphernalia, shirts and stuff, hats, swastika, that clearly wouldn't be a good thing to donate to Goodwill, right? Because someone that needs it's going to have this horrible shirt on that offends anyone. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So is it okay to?
I see what you're saying. You're like, yeah.
I just burned it. Someone needs it, but it's expensive. That's
right. You're like breeding racism at the homeless.
I don't know, Andy. I could see, if honestly, with the way the Dolans are cheap and stuff like that, and in Germany in its prime, I don't know. I think Hitler would have been an Indians fan, and I think maybe he could have, probably would have spent the money, and who knows, got at least one or two championships before he tried to, take out the rest of the United States. So I don't know, Andy. I don't know. I see where you're going there, and
I'm probably American. It, but I have some weird thoughts.
It's your birthday. Hey, it's your birthday, guys. You get a free pass today. Andy's birthday today. Whatever bad take he wants to make, go ahead, my friend.
All right.
You know what?
Oh, yes, Roger.
Well, I was just thinking, the only thing I really have that I always have is my Hershiser jersey, but I always like the Cleveland. I always like road. I never really bought anything that said Indians. I always bought the road gear. I loved it saying Cleveland. I was always a road jersey guy. So, I didn't have a lot of Indian stuff to begin with.
Okay.
Especially in the 90s when they changed and got good.
I'm drinking 9% tonight, so
nice.
They're kicking in fast. Yeah, this thing was not bad.
I do owe a little pay up to the great Ed in Columbus. We made a little wager on the big USFL game between your Birmingham Donkeys and my
Stallions, Andy.
Oh, whatever.
Stallions, yeah.
So I'm going to make a deal with you, Ed. Everyone that I talk to, you either love Ed or you can't stand Ed. And I have a lot of people that just are like, just don't let him talk. Don't let him talk. Don't let him talk. So I'm always trying to keep you in control. It's a tough job, but happy to do it. But right now, I'm going to give you a little treat. So if you're not a fan of Ed's, you should probably tune out for a couple minutes or just, go about your day. You won't really miss much. Point is, I have to chug these 3 beers in Ed in Columbus until I am done with those 3 beers. The floor is yours. You can talk about whatever you want. You could take it wherever you want. Just pretend you're in a space. Go crazy. Have fun. But Ross or Roger? Ross, I guess I'm going to have to ask you. The second I'm done with those 3 beers, if you could please mute him unless he's saying something really interesting. That would be fantastic. So, Ed, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Then the floor is yours, my friend.
I'm the best. That is the best. And that's why Andy's chugging right here. Pull back the curtain a little bit. I came home from the Memorial on Saturday, and I saw the score was 10-9. I got a little scared. The Orlando Breakers, I believe, was the name of his team, was getting in field goal position. But the Birmingham Stallions picked that ball off, took a knee, and Ed in Columbus was a victor, 8-0 on the year. Because you know what, Roger, would you say this when you got to live up to Ed in Columbus? Because I got to look in the mirror every day and live up to Ed in Columbus because I am Ed in Columbus. You got to be perfect, right?
You got to be awesome.
You gotta be awesome, and that's what we are. That's what I am. We're awesome, and Andy's awesome. It's his birthday. I see that he's almost kind of getting that down right there. Honestly, guys.
Ed, what's the standings for you? We have the USFL league. People may not know, so that we all picked a team. We have a bunch, but So I think I'm tied for last place.
Yeah, that would be correct.
Michigan.
You, Ross, and
okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. The end of the USFL talk.
Wow. It is not easy to chug after you have chugged. Oh.
That was rough, Andy.
We'll let Ed back on. Ed, thank you for that. That was just fascinating commentary. I think you just gained a lot of fans today. So congrats to you. Well done. Good job.
Yeah.
I'm going to be nice to you, Andy. It's your birthday.
Why would you be anything less than nice? I don't even understand why you would point that out.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I just want to say it's your birthday and you're 54 years old today.
Ouch. Ed coming out swinging. I give him the floor to talk, and now he's just insulting me.
Nothing wrong with 54.
Jessica points out that her team is also in last place.
Yes, the Houston Gamblers.
That I am one of her favorites of all time. That is true. Thank you, Jessica. You're one of my favorites as well. Let's bring on. We haven't had him like be incoherent on a show in like a week, so let's bring on the great Dan to see if we can understand him. Now, I do want to point out before he comes on that he came into the green room about 10 minutes before we went live, and he sounded completely coherent. And I don't know what happened for 20 minutes, but you can't understand him. So the great Dan, Extra Crispy Wings. How's it going, Dan?
Oh, boy.
That shit was like an hour ago. Like, I'm fucked up.
What did you can you describe what you've had for the audience?
Like a 6-pack of the Bud Ice big ones and
Oh, there you go.
a pint of the Fireball. Like, I'm falling with Ed,
A pint
but
of
I'm
the
going
Fireball?
with a cheat.
You said a pint of the Fireball.
A pint of Fireball.
You drank a pint of Fireball and 6 tall boys.
No, 5. This is my 6th one.
Dan, was there anything on the med cart tonight?
Yeah.
No.
No?
There was not anything on the Medicard tonight. I went cheap.
You went cheap. You went.
What's like the source of the pain you're trying to drink away? Get real.
I do have to have my left hip replaced. So,
Jeez. You're 43 years old. 43 years old, you have to have your hip replaced?
yeah.
Dan, no, this is a family show.
What is going on?
Like, it's nothing about being a whore or nothing. It's just like
hard
living.
Yeah.
Did you show us your couch or were you showing us your hip? I'm a little confused.
No, I dropped my phone.
Oh.
That happens when you're really messed up. How many cracks are on the screen of your phone right now?
Not a one.
No?
Not a one. That is impressive.
That is.
I do have a phone guard and all that. Like,
is it industrial strength?
Yes, sir.
Good job.
I'm not like fucking Raj. Like, I'm not gonna close my fingers in a lunchbox or nothing like that.
Oh.
And I'm not like that. I don't wear a hat and a bow tie to my job every day.
Okay.
I actually do work.
You're saying you're.
Dan, I've seen you at work. You do just as much as I do.
Andy, I have a question.
Yeah, I do more than you do, Raj.
That's probably true.
Dan, you made a statement. You made a statement when Andy asked you about your hip, and you said something about being a whore. So are you saying those kind of activities by the time that you're 43 would make you need hip replacement surgery? So, for instance, do porn stars by the age of 43 need hip replacements?
Depends on how bad they get knocked out. Ask your wife about that.
It depends if you drink a pint of Fireball with 6 tall boys. All right. Well, do you have?
I'm sorry for asking the question.
No, that was a good question. Good answer. Do you have anything?
No, that was a good question, Ed. But hey, Ed, let me ask you this.
Oh, here we go.
Go ahead.
Dan, you're a beaut. I love you.
We're all waiting for you to say both keys. All right, Dan. Do you have anything interesting to say about the Cleveland sports in general right now?
Yeah.
You've got the takes. Let's hear your best one right now.
What about Cleveland sports?
Anything comes to mind with Cleveland sports? Let's hear it.
Dealer's choice.
Right now.
The Deshaun Watson situation.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah. Let them get some Andes.
Right. Let him get some Andes.
Oh, well, no. Here, hold up. Would you rather have a Deshaun Watson or a Baker Mayfield? Hold on. Would you rather have a Deshaun Watson or a Baker Mayfield? Baker Mayfield, married and wifed up a model, and they try to do good for the city, and they didn't do shit for nothing. Deshaun Watson came here like $240 million, and he's throwing bombs. He ain't throwing bombs for like a season, but he can probably complete more passes and do more plays than Baker Mayfield can. Whore mouth.
Hey, Jessica is threatening to stop watching the show if we mention any quarterback on
4 people are following us.
Sorry for that, Jessica.
Andy, what bombs is he talking about? I haven't seen Deshaun Watson play any games yet.
What we need you to do, Dan, is maybe work on your material a little bit. We'll let you on next week, and I know you're going to do better. It's we're going to start dance school pretty soon.
Dance school, definitely dance school. We're going
Hey, Ed.
to do a live podcast by kickoff.
Hey, Ed.
Yes, Dan. Yes.
I'm going to tell you, Deshaun Watson get more balls off than Baker Mayfield does.
Dad.
That's
All right.
Dawg Chug.
Thank you, Dan, for another unbelievable experiment. That was wow. Let's bring on our producer, Ross. Ross, thank you for producing another mediocre show. That was amazing.
I mean, I keep saying I gotta screen our guests a little more, and I keep failing. So, maybe with the Dawg Chug, if you actually get bad screenings, you keep your job.
True.
It doesn't help when he's in the chat.
Reverse psychology.
Send me a link, some bitches.
Yeah, he's got the golden ticket to the Dawg Chug already.
Yeah.
It's easier to have conversations with my 3-year-old than it is with Dan.
Your theory's right, Andy, though. I think he doesn't buy 6-packs or 12-packs. He only buys tall boys and whatever's at the convenience store at the front counter.
Right. And 3 Newports.
One at a time.
He buys 3 Newport cigarettes too.
Like he decided to buy 6 tall boys instead of buying like a 12-pack.
6 tall boys, 3 Newports. Gas station.
It gives them more street. It's all about the street cred, Ross.
Well, you know something that was fun we used to do in college? Like we would do 40 hands for fun a lot. So we realized, oh crap, the convenience store. You know when they buy the 40s, they come in bigger boxes. They actually come in 12 packs of 40s. So we called it a casual 12-pack when we get a 12-pack of 40s.
Nice.
Wow, that's championship drinking right there.
Oh man, I heard some beeping like someone.
Hey, you know what? Is it?
Yeah.
We got Molson tonight, Ross.
Oh,
Pacifico.
nice.
Mexican beer. I'm going cerveza.
We got Mountain Dew. We got Mountain Dew right here.
Wow, shocker. All right, I think we're still kind of waiting on our guest.
Yeah.
So I think we have a top 10. Why don't we?
We do. Yeah. We came up with the top 10. It was your birthday. You kind of took the week off, so we kind of scrambled around and we came up. This is in honor of Ed's current win streak of 5 in a row at Ed's school. So we wanted to do tonight, the first time ever, the Dawg Chug's unofficial top 10 win streaks of all time. So these are the unofficial Dawg Chug win streaks of all time. Number 10 is Ed in Columbus, 5-week run at Ed school. Is number 10.
Historic.
And these figures are gathered by experts. Ed, we can't argue with them. Number 9, Andy drinking at least 10 beers a day since January 2020. That's number 9. You can't argue it.
Way beyond 2020.
You can't argue. You can't argue with that, Ed. The backbone of the Dawg Chug is Andy's liver and alcoholism. You cannot argue with that. Number 8, Dan passing out on the Dawg Chug. That's a pretty good streak.
He would have tonight as well.
He was out. He won't remember any of it. He was.
Somehow
he
he's
was in
still sitting in the green room. This might be a record.
He was in a blackout. Number 7, the University of Connecticut women's basketball program, 145-game winning streak. I don't think you can top that, Ed.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, that's
5. I had
that's
5.
6 undefeated.
Roger, 5.
Definitely better than Ed's streak. I'll tell you that.
No, number 6, Nick Carnes, Odell Beckham Jr. tweets. That's a pretty strong win streak he's got going there since.
How many weeks in a row? Like 3?
He like in 3 years. He's like
Check out the Barking Browns with Nick Carnes and Jacob Roach. So.
Number 5, the Dawg Chug not missing a single week, even getting better, not getting canceled.
That's impressive.
That's not
really impressive.
Pretty impressive.
Roger and I did a episode. We were both sick.
Yeah.
We chugged.
When have you gotten better?
You guys didn't even wear your masks.
What did we chug in the beginning instead of beer? We chugged like NyQuil.
NyQuil we did when we started. Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Continue.
No, Ed, you don't want to complain about any of these. You're going to stay at number 10.
You know what? All great streaks. All great.
No, number 4, UCLA 88-game win streak. That went from 71 to 74. You weren't even born yet, were you, Ed? That's incredible.
Yeah, but I came up with that one, Roger. I came up with that one, so I like it.
Number 3, the Browns After Dark talking sports, goofing around, hosting spaces, and kicking ass since March 2022. That's our guest, Anthony or Tony. Goes to Browns After Dark. Number two, Ed, this one's not going to make you happy. Mac into Buffalo tweets and articles begging for another defensive tackle.
He likes those thick boys.
He's been doing
that record may never get broken. That may never get broken. That record.
No, he's got a good streak going with that. And the number 1 Dawg Chug unofficial top 10 winning streaks is the 2017 Cleveland Indians 22-game winning streak.
Wow, that was a good one.
Yeah, those aren't bad. I wanted to move you up.
How many World Series did you?
I wanted to move you up in them, Ed, but those were solid. You came in ahead of Elfman's good morning tweets. He didn't make the list. He was number 11. So you beat out the Elfman and his good morning tweets. It was close.
And Sherry replying to his tweets. That's another streak.
I'm gonna sleep with one eye open. I'm gonna sleep with. He might come after me.
After Sherry replies, then Elfman saying, "Hi, Sherry." That's always a good little.
So shout out to the Elfman.
Y'all gonna get me killed.
If you guys like coffee and you need something to accompany your coffee, follow the Elfman. The Brownie Elf, something, he has some numbers after it. You should follow him.
He will.
We love him, though. Good people.
I'm more of a just do your happiness over there morning guy. I don't want any part of it. But by noon, I like his tweets. It's not right away when I wake up.
Well, so that was a great top 10 list. Ed, you have some work to do, obviously. You're going to have to get a longer streak going with Ed School. I don't believe we have an Ed School this week, but I'm sure we'll pick it back up. You and I are tied 1-1. We got to face off and see who is the.
I'm claiming victory this week, Andy. I'm claiming victory this week. So I'm yeah.
So that's what a loser would do.
Graduate from Ed School? Like, do you get a degree?
I got my lawyers. I got filing stuff as we speak right now in courts right now. You're not going to steal this victory like you did last week, Andy.
Are you the kind of guy that also declares a Browns victory during the bye week?
No, because nobody would believe that. No, just the way Cleveland is, it's just no. I can't. The greatness of Ed in Columbus would be great if it was Ed in Cleveland. I could help you guys out, but no, it wouldn't be enough.
Okay. Okay. let's just move on. I think so. Our guest this week is was having a little bit of issues, but it looks like he's all green now. So hopefully this
all right.
goes great.
Get up here.
Brought
Get up here.
And let's bring on the one, the only, the great Tony Battalion. You've seen him on Spaces.
Can you guys hear me? Everything's working fine.
We can hear you. Everything sounds great. Thank you for
Everything's
joining
good.
us. Browns After Dark. Everyone, check it out. Plugging you before we even begin. How's it going, Tony?
I'm doing good. How you? Ed, I haven't talked to you in about 12 hours. How's it been?
To pull the curtain back a little bit, I get caught. I like Spaces at night. I like myself. I like to hear myself talking. You know what? There's a bunch of great guys like Tony on there hosting and facilitating that, so Ed in Columbus can get there and then talk about himself. So I have much appreciation. But Browns After Dark, I know you host that as well. That's been popping off. That's big stuff. And I jumped in there a little bit tonight and. Well, it got interesting, and I'll say that. I'll just say that.
Never a dull episode of Browns After Dark. That's for sure. It's always something interesting. Always some kind of big moment that happens.
What was today's big moment? Just to give the audience flavor.
Some Washington Commanders fan came in, just started kind of screaming over everyone. That's when I kind of made my exit to try and hop on here. So luckily, I missed all of that. But I'd still say, from the part that I heard, pretty mellow compared to some episodes. We've definitely had a lot of interesting episodes and interesting guests as well.
What would be one of your favorite, most interesting Brown After Dark stories? Again, I've not experienced Brown After Dark. I need to get on.
It's like the Jerry Springer meets the Cleveland Browns. It's the greatest thing ever.
That's very accurate. This is not one that I was personally around for, but I have seen video clips. We had a fake Nick Carnes come in with a voice changer.
That is awesome.
I'm sad I missed that one live. As for live moments, we've had like a few bots hop in with like voice changers and just make for some funny situations. We had a guy who has his own brand of boiled peanuts, who is a former Cleveland Browns wide receiver that comes in and plugs his peanuts all the time. His name is Lance Leggett.
Leggett, yeah.
Andy, they're boiled peanuts, and they eat them in the South. They're boiled peanuts.
Ed has told me about your shack, man. When Andy and I came up with the Dawg Chug, our one priority was to like after dark at night, 10 o'clock at night, or just to bring back like the old, just adults, like just grown up humor, satire, and just goofing off. And Ed has told me about the Browns After Dark. I can't stay up that late. I'm an old man. You kids, I'm an old man. I try, man. I go out on the porch the other night. I got a beer and I drink a beer and I'm sitting there. And the next thing I know is like an hour and a half later, I fell asleep. I dozed up.
For sure. Sometimes I even get a little tired. I mean, even after Browns After Dark, we'll host Spaces throughout the night, or we'll be on Discord, or we'll be on like Google Meets, or we're always doing something.
That's awesome, man. That
is facts. That is facts. And I got caught up in it last night. I got about 1 hour of sleep last night, and I can't. Just like LeBron James, when you're 20-some years old, you can do it. LeBron James is great and can be great, but the duration, just like myself, like I'm paying for it. I've been paying for it all day, and God help me.
You know what it is? You know what it is as a Browns fan, and like I go all the way back to '75, and like I was like by myself, and I'm a dad with a family of 6, and like I'd sit and watch the Browns by myself and just wallow in the misery. And then because of Twitter, and then I see you young people that just, I mean, we've been banned for so long, and there's still fans. I didn't think they're, I thought Browns fandom was dying. And like I was introduced to Twitter, and I met these guys and Nick Carnes and like their love of football, and like just to watch you people, like everybody do this is, to me, is incredible. I get out here and
the funny part about that is you didn't actually meet Nick Carnes. You met the fake Nick Carnes from Browns.
I did. I did. I know. He's
I love Nick Carnes. He's
from Garfield Heights. He's not from Parma. It's the opposite of Parma, Garfield Heights. That's where the fake Nick Carnes is from.
Also, Andy, they've had Eric Metcalf on the show. Browns After Dark. Got to give him love. Eric Metcalf jumped in.
I did hear about that. That's awesome.
It's legit. It's legit.
There's always some cameos. Like Metcalf was on there. One night Sean Smith was in there for a hot second, kind of listening. And like I said, Lance Leggett has come on several times. It's a community. Like, that's what I love about it. The main people that are usually always on there, like, I don't know how often you guys pop in, but like me and Michael Cozy, DF Sports, Tori Pierce, JC, just the main Brown spot. We feel more like friends than anything. We're not just a bunch of random people getting on Twitter talking. Like, we've definitely gotten like close over the last 5-6 months. You know, like,
right.
It feels like a great sense of community and family, and like they're great people. I'm happy to have met all of them, including Ed. Ed's one of my favorites.
I love Tony. And you know what? You know what's great about Tony, guys? He is blue check verified. And that's an asset.
Yeah.
He's a great guy, my God.
That. When he said he's having you on, I was like, he said, and he's verified. I was like, I think our first verified guest. I don't know, Andy, is that?
I'm absolutely
sure.
positive that's true.
I'm sure.
That is a very popular question. Browns After Dark. How did you
You might lose your check for coming on to Dawg Chug, actually. You might want
Jessica said,
you might take it away.
I get a little worried. I'm like, they're going to see who I'm faces with. They're going to take my check mark away. What I do with my life?
Thank you, Jessica. Yes, Barking Browns. Check us out 8 p.m. with Nick Carnes and Jacob Roach and yours truly.
I was just talking to Jacob a little bit ago in Browns After Dark. Actually, I said I had to make the Columbus podcast circuit within the next few weeks.
Awesome. Yeah.
A hell of a guy.
Yeah, Jacobs. He's that guy for me that, like, I'm going to be able to say, I knew him back when. You know, when he's like I knew that guy back when he was eating soup on his podcast.
Watch him bringing it tonight. Usually he's passed out by now. This is awesome.
Right, I got 9% in me.
Ed's just getting the day started. He's going to be up all night.
That's true. I'll see you later, Tony. I'll see you later.
There have been times after the show that Ed and I have talked till like 3:30 in the morning, and nothing is actually said.
I'm convinced.
Nonsense.
I'm convinced he doesn't sleep. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't.
does it?
Well,
He
I get it.
drinks
Mountain Dew, Andy. Mountain Dew.
Sorry. I don't. I mean, I have difficulty recalling non-alcoholic drinks. I apologize.
Yeah. But never mind. I know that he said he left. You were in one of your spaces. You left that to jump on here, right?
I did. We were doing Browns After Dark, and I was like, I was telling Cozy, I'm like, I can't be on here long. I have the Dawg Chug to do, and here we are.
Wow.
So.
All right.
So and I can't wait to come experience.
I'm definitely going to listen in. I'm definitely going to have Ed give me a heads up so I can listen in.
Where,
I've been wanting to. I just, like I said, I fall asleep.
Yeah.
I want to tell the listeners, Andy, I want to tell the listeners that because of Tony and Browns After Dark, we did about 2 weeks ago. Roger got on me. You got to host a space. And I hosted the Dawg Chug space. And we're going to be doing more of those people. So, because we all know the Dawg Chug lovers love us and we love them. So, because of Browns After Dark and spaces, we would love to do like maybe one a week or something like that. But Tony, you guys right now, you guys are the king of the hill. You guys are doing a great job on Browns After Dark. You're killing it. And we aspire to be maybe 1/8 as good as what you guys are for about 5 minutes. If we can do that, we'll have a good show.
I'm sure Michael would appreciate hearing that. I know you had him on with Roach and Carnes, I believe, the other night. You guys should have him on here.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Is there rivalries between like you and other spaces?
Yeah, I was just getting to that Ed's comment about being the king of the hill. I wouldn't let a certain other few Browns space, I should say, hear that. There's definitely some. I don't want to name drop on here.
Well, they need to. You know what? They can come on this show. You came on this show. Tell those other cats in the biz right there. If they want to claim they're king of the hill or king of spaces, they come on the Dawg Chug and they tell it to our face. Then how about that?
sure you guys probably know who I'm talking about. There's other people that host Brown Space that are somewhat bigger that would probably take an issue to Ed's comment. But
That
Well,
Brown
they can tell that to my face.
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Brown fan girl, she's always doing spaces. You're probably talking
She-
about her.
Browns fan
Yeah.
girl, yes.
Huge.
I tell you, you gotta
I
watch her.
actually-
She's a
always
smart
see-
one.
Spaces. I always see her spaces and I want to jump in, but I'm always busy with something.
That girl's a sweetheart. She's a good girl, man.
We
Seems
met
like-
her at the.
She just loves the Cleveland Browns. She loves the Cleveland Browns,
we
man.
met her at the Top Dog tailgate, and she was awesome. I hope.
Yeah.
I come to her. You got to come
Yep,
to our.
she was awesome. We're gonna have her on here. We're gonna have her on.
She's great. Do you
there-
think Browns fans are too polarized right now? Like, do we need to scale it back a little and just remember that we're all just, I don't know, humans? In this fucking app sometimes makes us go at each other.
Yeah,
Do you
I
feel that's the case, or do you think like fuck those guys? They're the enemy.
would say for sure. I don't know if this happens with other fan bases, but Brown Twitter and Cleveland Twitter as a whole, very passionate, very energetic.
We are passionate to a fault. I think we say that a
Ooh,
lot.
boy, are we?
There's always like little clicks popping up here and there. Like if you really deep dive into it, like some people do, you'll see the lines kind of drawn in certain areas.
Oh yeah.
The spotlight's kind of on us right now because of the whole, quarterback issue and the Baker stuff. But I think by the time the season starts, we'll go back to our usual. Like you're still gonna have the people that argue about everything, but it's gonna be more of a sense of unity. I think at this everyone
Once we
is
wade through the shit of this offseason
Yeah,
and get to
yes.
training camp, maybe
That's
we'll
what it
find
is.
common cause to come together. Ooh. And we'll start hating Steeler fans and Raven fans and the more commonly annoying Bengal fans that used to be
Yeah.
fun. Now,
Bengals fans are definitely on the rise. They had one
Yeah.
good season and they're coming out of the woodwork. No, it's like I said, I think once we get towards the season, I think
All right.
a little bit will stop. They say winning solves everything. So
It
this is
will.
true.
It
Winning
will.
game.
I would say that's true, but I don't have any experience. So
We do have 2020 hang our hat on the COVID year.
Yeah.
Playoff.
we had a good year, just like the Bengals had, although they got to the Super Bowl. So fuck that. Anyway, how about we move it into a little bit of fun? Let's play some Spit Sip Chug. Tony, are you familiar with the rules of Spit Sip Chug?
I am not. No.
All right. Well, we're gonna explain it, and I'm sure there's a lot of fans on the that also need it explained. Essentially, I'm gonna make a statement. God help me if I don't, because every time I fuck this up. But I'm gonna make a statement, and if you strongly agree with the statement, you're going to say that you're chug, and you're gonna explain why. If you are tepid, you're gonna sip, and if you strongly disagree, I should not have chugged those 3 beers. If you strongly disagree, then you're gonna spit, and you're gonna explain why. We're gonna go around, and we'll just.
So you got a beer or a beverage or a make believe one, and he says a
Actually,
statement. Yeah. Then
Much
you-
like this Ed right now, I do not drink. So
That's fine. No,
Well,
it doesn't.
you
That's
can-
fine. You can drink. You can have whatever you want. It doesn't.
And you
matter.
can just
Yeah,
explain the chug.
you
let me
can't
step
say-
away
yeah.
for a second, grab one real quick.
Oh,
All right. We'll take a little.
What-
Ed, how do you think we're doing
Yeah.
tonight?
Probably I'm gonna say about it. What is that noise?
I don't know. It's not coming from here.
Okay.
that coming
Sorry.
from here. Is there a noise? Oh
Yeah.
no, that's the alarm. That's
What
the
is-
alarm on our door since little Henry decided to take a walk last week.
Oh, okay.
We got them. It's done. When she just took the dog out, so it's right up there.
Whenever
Top of
there's
the
random noise, feedback, whatever,
Yeah.
it's always Roger. Blame
That's
it
a dog. Yeah.
on- Tony, what did you just grab? What
Yeah.
did you just-
It's Diet Dr. Pepper, actually.
Nice.
All right. Okay.
I had
Chugging
laughed.
Dr.
I was
Pepper.
actually talking
That
to
takes
Ed
balls.
last night. Yeah.
What? That ain't
I'm
nice.
excited about you.
That's
So-
not nice.
It wasn't the alarm system. Was actually Roger's hearing aid. Which, thank you, Roger, for wearing your hearing
Hey,
aid.
You want it? My hearing aids are in a ditch in Streetsboro. We went and put a water line in for somebody, and I put them in my pocket, and they're magnetic. And I pulled my channel locks out of my pocket, and they must have stuck to it. And they went. Then we backfilled and everything. I got the van. I got off my work boots. I'm like, where the fuck are my hearing aids?
You spent
They're
a
in
lot of
some
money on
guys.
those, didn't you?
They're in some guy's front yard.
Oh.
Actually, Roger, I was talking to Ed about you last night. I actually
What?
graduated from Cuyahoga Falls, so we probably crossed paths a few times, more than we realized.
You live in the Falls?
Not anymore, but I did.
Oh.
graduate.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm over at I'm by the old Schwabel factory, on that side of town, the south side of town, Thomas
Yeah.
Road. Yeah.
I don't know what year did you graduate from Falls yourself?
No, I'm from Cleveland, the west side of Cleveland. I grew up in a little Italian neighborhood on the west side of Cleveland. My wife's from here. I wouldn't raise my family where I grew up. Well, I would now, but I can't afford the $1 million condos that are lakefront property. They tore down my old neighborhood. They tore down my old neighborhood.
Yeah, I was telling him last night. I was like, I've probably talked to Roger several times and just never realized it, like in public or seen him in public or something.
We're always out and about uptown, like, up there by the pavilion. When they used to have bands here and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister just graduated from Falls High School last year. So.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, let's start this edition of Spit Sip Chug. So because it's my birthday, I really didn't put any effort into the show. I just showed up. So
It's going to be our best one.
Yeah, they're gonna be great. I do have a question about the first one. I'm gonna bring Ross on really quick.
What's
this
up?
Statement. The Browns will trade Baker Mayfield before summer is over. I just want Ross you to clarify, what are you like? Is Labor Day?
Right, Labor Day.
Summer. I mean, what's the summer? That's like before August. Let's just say before the end of July.
When I put my Hawaiian
before,
shirts
the
away,
end of training
August?
camp.
August is when
when the Lotus come.
Yeah,
when?
we're already fall August 1st.
Yeah, we'll go there.
All right.
August 1st.
Okay.
All right.
So
concrete date. We need
the
concrete
Browns trade Baker? No, the Browns will trade Baker Mayfield before August 1st. Roger, we're gonna start with you. We'll go clock.
I'm gonna sip on it because
Roger
Andrew Berry's not just gonna. I sip every week, Andy. Andrew Berry's not going to trade him just to trade him. He don't give a shit what Brown's Twitter thinks. He's going to wait till somebody wants him and pays for him. So I'm sipping on it.
All right, Ed.
Well, I'm gonna chug. I think you know what? It's time to get rid of him. Sayonara. Thanks for the playoff win in Pittsburgh, but I'm gonna because I think Baker Mayfield. If I was him, I'd stir it up a little bit. I'd go around to different places in Cleveland, show up, especially with the whole Deshaun Watson thing going on. The people's sentiment towards him as it goes down and the cases go up. I'd show up and hey, be that guy that got dumped, but he's looking for sympathy from all the friends of the girl that dumped him. So that's what I would do if I was Baker Mayfield. So I'm chugging because I think Berea would get sick of it eventually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying, just to clarify, he's going to make himself too annoying that they're just going to say, all right, fuck it, let's just get rid of him?
Well, that's what I do on the show, but you guys keep bringing me back. So it's kind of like the same thing, but it's the opposite results.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. Tony?
Yeah.
Spit, sip, chug. Oh, he's chugging.
I'm gonna chug on it. I do think he's gonna be traded. I think it'll be to Carolina if I can get a little more in detail. I think they're close on a deal than people think. I think he'll be a Carolina Panther before the season, and he'll play us when Carolina comes to town, or when we go to Carolina, I should say.
Yep, we won.
And that'll be fascinating. Good storyline. I agree with the last two. I am also going to chug on this one. Baker is still not able to throw football right now, so there's literally no reason to bring him in today versus bring him in when you can actually, you can start throwing footballs to your team. So I think they're going to wait until pretty close before training camp. It'll happen sometime in July. I think that is what's going to happen. We'll see, but chug.
I read an article today about Sam Darnold, and today, I guess this week he had the best practice he's had since he's been here. And even reading it, I was like, they have no confidence in this guy whatsoever. Just reading the reporter's, article. I'm like, yeah, I agree with you, Tony. If he goes anywhere, it's going to be. He will. I'm just saying that Andrew Berry's not going to move him just for the sake of trading him.
Yeah. Probably going to be Seattle or Carolina, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Two choices. Anyway, it's going to be a sad day. I love Baker, but I will root for whichever team he goes for just because I love the guy. I don't know why
So if I went somewhere else, Andy, you'd root for me?
No, I said I love Baker Mayfield.
Oh.
I turned on him. I used to love him, and I turned on him.
I think it sucks what he's going through right now, and I understand some of it is his own fault, but it just this whole situation.
18.8 million guaranteed. I wish you would feel bad for me and monetize that amount.
I
Right.
don't feel bad for the fact that he's getting paid. I just feel bad that because of the bullshit, it's just everything's so unsettled right now. I just wish it could be taken care of. He could go be on his team, and it'll be fun seeing.
I wish hungry children had food, but you worry about Baker Mayfield feeling good.
Fuck you.
If Browns After Dark was paying me $19 million, I think I'd post a goodbye letter on Twitter too, knowing either way. It's either I can get that trade me, I'm still getting my money. So he's has leverage than he thinks. Let's put it that way.
Let's move on to questions.
Don't tell Andy that.
What? Oh, I saw the second one.
All right, Jimmy Haslam was the only person in the front office that actually wanted Deshaun Watson. Ed?
You know what? I'm actually I'm gonna chug on this sucker, and here's why.
Whoa.
It's not that nobody didn't want his talent on the field, but here's what I think happened. And I don't know, I think multiple people have said this, but I really think this is how it went down. They reached back out to Baker when he was in Texas, and Baker snubbed Jimmy. And when you're Jimmy Haslam, CEO of Pilot Flying J and used to get in your way, he's like, you know what? Who was that little non-adult thinking that he could talk to me this way? So he's like, screw you, Baker. I'm going to go out and get Deshaun. And he told that Andrew Berry, make it happen. And that's how $230 million guaranteed went to one Deshaun Watson to become quarterback of the Cleveland Browns.
All right. Well said, Ed. Ross,
I am joining you on Ed on that one. I'm chugging as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Since day one, Haslam's been all about just doing whatever the hell he wants, throwing cash out the door like it's going to solve his problems, listening to homeless guys for Johnny Manziel. And ultimately, it's an inside job. And I get this from my good friend Noodle, who's been on the Dawg Chug before.
Noodle.
Haslam was a minority owner of the Steelers before he came here. You know what he's done? We had our worst 2-season stretch in history with 1-31. And then we get, I'm not going to say I'm a Baker bro by any means, but essentially Baker was the best quarterback we've had since 1999, and we're not going to keep him. And now he's going to sign Deshaun Watson, the most controversial free agent / I guess trade target in the NFL in years, and he just goes all in on it, doing 100% guaranteed money. So yeah, I'm sticking with it was all on him. Andrew Berry's too analytical. Analytics tell you if you have an elite quarterback, pay him no matter what. But I don't see Stefanski wanting to deal with this in press conferences. I don't see Andrew Berry wanting to eat up the cap on a risk like this. So absolutely not.
All right.
Anyone else besides
That's a
Jimmy
perfect
Haslam.
answer. That's a perfect answer, Ross.
All
It was
right.
my answer.
Ross, thank you for that. That was a great answer. Tony, what do you say on this one?
He's a chugging.
I'm gonna have to chug on that one too, but I have kind of a long-winded response.
Hey, we got
So Jimmy Haslam used to be, I guess I'd say, one of the main boosters at the University of Tennessee. Jimmy Haslam is a college football guy. This reminds me of another type of replacement, like back when Brian Hoyer was leading the team, and we got Johnny. Who was better in college? Johnny Manziel. That's what Jimmy Haslam saw. That was kind of that push out to Johnny Manziel from Brian Hoyer, and that's how we ended up with Manziel as the starting quarterback. I personally think everyone else in that building wanted Brian Hoyer to remain the quarterback. It isn't the exact situation because when we're comparing talent, obviously Deshaun's better than Baker and probably arguably was better in college as well. It just reminds me of that comparison because Jimmy saw them both in college was like, I think Deshaun can help this team more. I'm not going to say that he was the only person in Berea that wanted Deshaun Watson because without all these legal troubles, everyone would be on board with it. I couldn't, except for maybe the hardcore, Baker Mayfield lover. But that's the comparison I draw to it. The Brian Hoyer, the Johnny Manziel situation. I don't believe he was the only person, but I do believe because of the allegations, he was one of very few. I just think Haslam led. Basically.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for that answer. That you bring up some really good points. I am, however, going to take the complete opposite of the last three.
Oh, he likes to spit. He likes to spit. Oh, that's disgusting.
Come on. This is ridiculous. There were 5 other teams hot on the trail for Deshaun Watson that weren't only doing it because of their owners. There were reportedly like 15 teams that were investigating adding him, and maybe they just didn't have the trade assets. They couldn't work out the deal with the Texans. Everyone wanted this guy because you win Super Bowls with an elite quarterback. The Browns did not feel they had that in Baker. I don't know that they were right in that, but they, Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski believed they needed to upgrade that position, and this was the way to do it. Unfortunately, they have to deal with all this bullshit. They said, we're going to fucking deal with the bullshit. Obviously, the owner was involved in that, but to say he was the only one, I'm not buying that, so I spit. Roger.
I'm going to...
You're going to sip? Yeah. Shocker.
Oh, whoa. We're going to spit.
I'm spitting. I think Andrew Berry at some point in November. In November, Andrew Berry was asked about Baker Mayfield's future. Does he need to play his 5th year? Does he need to see more in his 5th year to extend his contract? And Andrew Berry said, I've seen all I need to see. And that was back in November. And I think Andrew Berry went to Stefanski's office and said, can you win with Baker Mayfield? And he said, no. He said, well, I think we can get a core. I could talk the old man into a quarterback. And I think it's Andrew Berry and Paul DePodesta. They won't have jobs in 3 years. Baker Mayfield, it wasn't his quarterback. Trubisky, Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson. I don't think Russell Wilson makes it through a whole year in Denver healthy. I think it was Andrew Berry, and he went out, and he's ruthless. I think we have a perception of Andrew Berry to be this just like gentle, like quiet. I think he's ruthless. I think it was 100% Andrew Berry.
All right. Let's move on to question number 3. Ross, you want to stand for this one?
I'll dip out for it.
All right. He's like, this isn't going well. All right. I'm going to start with you. This is an easy one. Slam dunk. You're a big Guardians fan. Jose Ramirez will win the American League MVP.
Me?
I'm
spitting.
We're starting with Tony.
Okay.
He's chugging.
I might be biased, but absolutely. Jose Ramirez is a top
Good.
player. I'm very biased when it comes to that.
All right. I am, unfortunately, very simple. I love Jose Ramirez. So excited when they re-signed him instead of trading him or just letting him play on his final season. The point is, I don't know. We're just never going to get – even if he has the stats to back up that he should be the guy, he's going to come up in second place. I think he's going to be second, third place at the end of the day. He's clearly the number one guy right now. I don't think they're ever going to give it to us. They're going to give it to a more high-profile team. So it is what it is.
That's the unfortunate reality of playing in a small baseball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Oh, Roger talk. Sorry.
I'm gonna sip on it.
Shocker.
Big surprise. And I say it because what it would take is for this young team to all of a sudden in baseball. The key to baseball is to go 500 on the road and win at home, and to give yourself a chance when it comes to September. And and you have to get hot. 2017, the team got hot, won 22 in a row. Tito didn't take that fucking lineup into the playoffs. If he takes that lineup in the playoffs, we don't lose to the Yankees in the divisional series. We end up, when we win a pennant, we go to the World Series 2 years back to back. If you get hot going into September, and that's what it takes. If this young team and the pitching comes together and they're playing good baseball, and say they win 95 games, which I don't think they're going to do, but they go in hot, and Jose Ramirez is carrying them there, and he ends up with 150. What's he on pace for? 170 RBIs for great,
last time I checked, it was like 185.
But if he leads a young team into the playoffs, and they're riding on like being the hottest team, the best team in baseball at that point, he has a chance to win the MVP. If it isn't all the circumstances like that coming together, he'll always be behind some guy on a big market team, like Andy said. So that was long-winded.
I'm spitting, but I'm gonna say this: Jose.
I love Jose Ramirez, man. He's a ball player, man. He's a ball player. He hit one tonight, man. It was just a thing of beauty. He was on. He was locked into the pitcher, and he was going to get a hit no matter what. It was just beautiful.
Roger, I think it's Ed's turn to talk though.
Oh,
yeah.
I've had three.
You know what? So I say that, Jose. He's huge, and you know what? One of my best tweets, because you know what? I am a great tweeter. I have great words, but I have great tweets. And my best tweet, probably in baseball ever, was when I showed that in 1995 when Mo Vaughn stole the American League MVP from one Albert Bell. Don't call me Joey, because he will throw a baseball and hit you in the throat, or run you over on Halloween, allegedly. So he got robbed, had way better stats than Mr. Vaughn, but the Indians swept Boston in the ALDS, so we got a little revenge there. But Cleveland, when it comes to MVP voting, we haven't had an MVP in Cleveland since 1980, Brian Sipe, if you take all the three sports. So to Tony's point, to Roger's point, it's hard when you're in a small market when you comparing, because I think
who's
Judge,
LeBron James.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think you missed.
Who's LeBron James, Ed? Come on. You just lost your Cleveland card.
Oh, man. That's
Jesus Christ.
Look, I am a Kyrie Irving supporter, and that's why I omitted LeBron James.
I'm with you on that, Ed. Kyrie hit the shot.
Yeah, he hit the shot, guys. Now, actually, honestly, I'm getting old, and I forgot. Thank you. I'm done now. You know what it was? I was so worried about spitting that I lost my train of thought and just threw that up there. So
I thought you were getting ready to say Brian Sipe outside of LeBron James. Brian Sipe, because that's what you were ready to say. I know you were.
I don't think
I forgot to say that.
Live that one down. Might have to.
Wow.
Talk to him.
Oh, that's gonna
I'm really
watch.
40. I'm really 43. I'm really 43.
Ed's gonna watch this section of this podcast. He's gonna watch it 4,000 times.
No, I won't. I'm burning this tape. I'm burning.
No, he's gonna take that thing they had in Men in Black that makes him erase his memory.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like, I didn't say that. What are you talking about?
Wow, boy.
I'm just trying. I'm just trying to fit in with the rest of the levels of my co-hosts here.
Thank you for going out on the spaces and promoting the Dawg Chug, and thank you for during the Dawg Chug saying such ridiculous things, because that's a highlight that we're never going to forget on the Dawg Chug.
I know this too.
That definitely is in the lead right now to win next year's Chuggy.
Yes, definitely next year's Chuggy's gonna be loaded with Ed. Loaded with
Brock,
Ed.
Make sure to cut that clip right now.
Right. We need that for a promo.
Oh God. Okay. Anyway, now
happy birthday, Andy.
Hey, Max already splicing that thing up. Max already working on it.
Max tweeting about defensive tackles right now. He's not watching this shit.
He is. Defensive tackles.
We have something very special right now. It's been a long time. Roger, how long has it been since you've made a prank phone call?
I think the last phone call I made was to Green Bay when I tried to buy a block of cheese big enough to make a cheese ad on from a cheese shop in Green Bay. Tony, did you happen to see that?
I did not.
I called a cheese shop in Wisconsin and tried to buy a block of cheese to make a wedge head hat. She's like, it weighs 40 pounds. You can't wear it on your head. That was the last prank call I made. So it's been a while, Andy. It's been a while.
It has been a while, but he has made another call. I actually haven't even gotten the chance to listen to this. I said I just want to listen live on the air because usually I edit these. I think Ross
Ross
helped.
edited it, yeah.
There you go.
Dick's Sporting Goods, Hill Village.
Hello, yes. Hello?
Yes, Dick's Hill Village.
I'm looking for football gloves. My 9-year-old son's first year in football over here, Squirrel Hill Pee Wee. He needs some gloves, and that ain't good. He has these tiny hands. He can't hold the ball. That thing slips through his hands just like a banana.
Hold on.
Hey, when he throws it, it's barely balances in his tiny hand. It's like a shot put when he throws it, and he wants to play quarterback. Quarterbacks can't have these tiny little hands. Tiny little mitten hands he has. And you know what? My kid needs gloves too. Pickett won't be the only quarterback in Pittsburgh dropping snaps and fumbling the ball over the place with tiny little mitten hands. Wait, have the Steelers bought them all up at this location? You hear anything about that?
I wouldn't know who bought them. I think you can order them online, you know?
You know what? I'm going to get back to you. Even if I'm going to keep looking. Maybe I'll order them online. Even if I got to drive all the way up to Cleveland where the football players have full-grown adult man hands, that...
What?
Hello? Ross, like you cut out, like he edited like the best parts and left like the bad part in it.
I don't know.
Like there was a part after she picked up the phone where like I didn't know what to say because I didn't know she was there, and like I was rambling about. Yeah, Andy, you gotta go back to editing.
No, there wasn't a lot there.
But like the next section is where I went into where I was like, hey, never mind.
Well, you know what? We'll take a look at that and maybe we'll make a director's cut.
Maybe I'll get promoted.
I got lost. No, I got lost when I was talking to her. I got lost because she didn't I thought they hung up. The first 2 stores I called had the gloves in stock. So they had them in stock, and I was like, I didn't know what to say. So like the third one, when she like said, we don't have them, you cut the part out where she's like, we don't have them in stock. And I was excited because it was the third one. That's the part that was, because it was like the first 2. She's like, okay, sir, yeah, we do have them in stock, extra small. They were Under Armour, whatever, Blaze or something. I was like, oh, shit. So, like, the third one, she's like, no, we don't have them. I was like, yes. Because I didn't have anything written if they fucking had them in stock.
No contingency plans whatsoever.
My whole thing was that Kenny Pickett was buying them all fucking up in Pittsburgh. There was no kids' gloves to be had anywhere in Pittsburgh.
It kind of reminds me of last week's Baker Funko bit where there was like 5 minutes of dead air.
Let's not talk about that.
That's what they're paying me back for that, Andy. You got to see the original phone call.
Do we have anything else, or can we end this and get back to the Browns after our spaces?
We're done.
Andy,
Believe it or not, unless I had something to say.
What was the one thing you got for your birthday? What was your best thing you got for your birthday?
You coming on and wishing me happy birthday. That meant everything to me.
I knew that. You love me, Andy.
I do love you. You're the best. Anyone that doesn't get you is just they're doing it wrong. Maybe they need therapy.
Well, I mean, I did forget about LeBron James tonight. So maybe I don't know.
But that's why you're amazing. You're a fucking idiot. I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God.
How's
Tony,
Baby Manch doing?
Baby Manch is protesting. He said the show's gotten so bad he would rather just wait the last 17 weeks until he is born, until he can properly give us the finger. So
he got canceled, Andy. Is that what happened? He got canceled?
He didn't get canceled. He just took the week off, I believe.
What?
He's gonna get canceled. He's pretty provocative.
What?
What are you working on?
What are you doing?
I don't know. Can someone maybe move the show along while potentially someone's working on show development? I mean, do we have to come in
okay.
for doing that? And can we just make it seem like we're all working together here instead of, thanks. This is now one of our better shows, guys. Sorry, Tony.
No, Tony, you're great. So Browns After Dark, you guys have been on for a couple months, and I got in there tonight. And I see some things going on, and I like that. It's like you guys are like the Cleveland Browns of last year.
We are very dysfunctional at times, but I wouldn't. I love it.
What would you say? Would you say are you the Myles Garrett of it? What would you say your role is of the Browns?
I wouldn't say I'm the Myles Garrett of it. Cozy will love this. I'd say I'm more like the Cade York. I just kind of come around, someone needs a good question asked, a good point made. I just drop in from time to time, and most of the time I just sit on mute and laugh at everyone arguing. Honestly.
Well, then, question for you then. Fine, since we all love Michael Cozy. Who would Michael Cozy be? I gotta ask these questions, and I know I'm gonna get some shit from the rest of them. So that's why I'm asking you these tough questions here.
Yeah, if I pick Michael Cozy for comparison to the Cleveland Browns, can I go old Cleveland Browns, or can I just?
You can. Yes.
I'm gonna say Johnny.
He loves Colt McCoy. I mean,
he does love Colt McCoy. I'm gonna say Johnny Manziel.
Oh,
He's gonna yell at me for this.
He's gonna yell at me for asking probably too.
Behind the scenes, Cozy is a wild person. He is a fun person to talk to, and then when Johnny decided to be serious, that's Cozy when he's on Browns After Dark. He takes.
And I have one more, Tony. One more. Browns bot. Would he be Kyle Shanahan?
I could agree with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Cozy.
I know they're gonna yell at me.
Yeah, Cozy off the clock is wild. Cozy on the clock when Johnny would try is very serious, and everything. Nobody can mess it up, or he throws the tablet like Johnny throwing the tablet. It's probably Cozy throwing his phone.
Well, I think we need to wrap this show. I know,
Yes.
Tony, my unborn son, we actually have like some kind of futuristic microchip that can read his thoughts and can air them on the Dawg Chug. So I think he wants to send us out. It's getting so stupid, but here we go. Let's close out this episode of the Dawg Chug. Thank you so much for joining us, Tony. I got to get on the Browns After Dark Spaces. Sounds like a lot of fun. Everyone, go check them out.
Yeah, make sure. Let me plug. You care if I plug Browns After Dark real quick?
No, yeah, man. Browns
Wednesdays and Sundays, 9 p.m. Browns After Dark. Follow us all on Twitter. There is an official Browns After Dark page. Follow me on Twitter because I'm verified and I love to plug that. Ed, I'm gonna need you to clip that.
Yes.
It's clipped. It's clipped.
Yeah, Wednesdays and Sundays, 9 p.m. I believe we're gonna do halftime spaces during the season, but I'm not entirely sure. But hopefully, we got a great season coming up. Browns After Dark's only gonna get bigger as the season approaches, at least in my opinion. Make sure you tune in, not to those spaces on Tuesdays and Sundays that a certain other verified person runs.
All right.
A certain kind of meat in his name,
He seemed very angry against the competition. What's going on?
There's only one, Tony. There's only one.
There's only one Cleveland Browns face that matters as far as I'm concerned.
That's right. And until the other ones come on here and try to contest it.
I don't know them, Roger. I don't know who they are.
I don't even know. I have no idea. Tony's the only spaces, and Ed with the Dawg Chug space.
It doesn't count unless Ed in Columbus is in there. That's when you want to be there.
I'm gonna clip that, Tony. I'm gonna clip that one. I'll tell you that.
All right.
I'm gonna make it to a Sunday night one.
I believe it might still be going on right now. I could be wrong, however.
Well, I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, because yeah.
We're gonna listen to Ed talk about himself for 45 minutes after the show, like we always do.
I think I would like to stay for that. That doesn't surprise me.
In the green
Right.
room, Ed.
Thank you so much for doing the Dawg Chug. I hope you come on again. This was a blast. I want to turn it over to Baby Manch, who wants to close us out. So let's have some fun here and hear what he has to say.
Fuck you, Ed. It's up for debate that I even exist, and yet I knew about LeBron James. Good lord. This episode was like supersized Fluxer. Maybe take some lessons from Browns After Dark about how to be interesting. It would be more interesting watching you fucks eat boiled peanuts for an hour. This will be my last appearance. Fuck off and die. Ops has AIDS.
Ooh, I think he was trying to say chops there, but it didn't come out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.